Thank you, everyone. Yes, apologies from Lorraine. She would be the key driver. I think the passion that she has for Raymond Lewis's work has been the key driver at the school, so it is unfortunate that she couldn't be here today. Just a little bit about the background, our background. Reservoir West is a number of schools in the Reservoir community. We do have a lot of languages spoken, perhaps not as many as some of the other schools have mentioned, but we do have a wide range. The education and maintenance allowance is 0.38 and the index 0.63 in 2009 of the student family occupation. Our current enrolment from Prep to Year 6 is 232, and next year it will be going up. We've had a really good positive response to the school. This year for the preps we were sort of pushing in around the 30. We're now standing at 65 to come in, so it's great. One of the reasons is the school is in the midst of a major redevelopment program. Now, stage 1, which had the library, 6 classroom learning areas, was completed in term 3, and this is in 2007, and this is my second year as a Prep 1 teacher in that environment. Now, we're all pretty excited because stage 2, which commenced in September 2008, will probably be handed over in December. Now, just future direction, this is what our learning areas are looking like. I think someone before mentioned it seems to be that's the way the schools are going. We're not confined into those little rooms, and so that brings on a whole lot of different aspects. So the learning areas are large. We do have, for example, well, it wouldn't be as large as this, but 2 rooms, and we have another room, single room, that can be then operated, you know, as a double room accordingly to the needs. At this stage, we're sort of looking at, you know, the Prep to 2s have been housed in the building I am in now with grade 3, 4s, and we're looking at the restructure and the numbers for next year. I think they're all fighting as to who gets a really brand new building. Our learning areas are linked by covered ways, corridors, so that'll make the school much more operational in a positive way. Now, why Raymond? Now, for the last couple of years, our primary focus with the AIZ has been on literacy, but we were very interested in what Raymond had to say regarding behaviour management, and we thought he could have, we believed he had ideas that the staff could incorporate into the area. Anyone who's visited the school comments on the really positive tone that is present in the school. And I think a lot of that comes from the positive approach towards the aspects of children's learning and developmental management that we have in place at the school. And the behaviour management plan we have in place in the moment is very similar to what has been said already. We have a code of conduct and we have school rules in place, and that supports our school values. Now, on Raymond's visit back in March, one of the comments that he made, yes, we do have rules and consequences displayed in all of the classrooms, but he would like to have seen a more focus on the rights and responsibilities. Now, we believed, listening to Raymond speak, both Lorraine and I thought that his behaviour, or his philosophy on behaviour management, a framework which created rights and responsibilities and just a different way of managing behaviour, could bring about further improvements into what already is existing at the school. Now, the results of our 2009 Students' Attitudes to Survey, School Survey and the Staff Opinion Survey were notably high scores for the student connectedness and the perception of teachers. So just, if we look at that, student morale, student distress, student effectiveness are all in the 4th quartile. Don't know whether student distress is so good there though. And the school performance summary that we've just received also indicates the school is doing fairly well in regards to the student outcomes in engagement and well-being, but there are always areas of improvement. Now, these results are fairly indicative of the group of students we have at Reservoir West Primary. Most of the students are A or B. There's a small number of C students across the Prep to 6 classes, but we believe at this stage that there are no D students. The results are also indicative of the staff commitment to focusing on developing positive relationships with the students. And these results are excellent given that the construction work that's been going on for the past 3 or 4 years has placed a lot of pressure on students' adaptability, both in the classroom and in the playground. You know, everything's been consistently changing around them. We've had to move classrooms, and people who've done this can appreciate what it's like, mid-term, and sometimes this has occurred more than once, teachers moving 2 or 3 times. Also, where students have been placed has not been conducive to learning. We're also taking on board an early learning centre next year, Montessori, so one of the classrooms has had to have toilets added to it. So the classroom has functioned with this happening in progress. So there's been lots and lots and lots happening. With that also, we've had, I guess the boundaries have been changed all the time. I mean, we're really lucky in that we have a great big play area, but it's been changed on us all the time. One day you walk out there, you think, I've got to walk this way, but no, it's the other way because the fences have been moved. So hopefully that'll all be under control. A school perspective. Now, most of the students respond to positive behavioural management strategies, and we've worked hard to build the positive relationships with students based on mutual respect. Now, since the foundations were in place, we just needed to align, and I think people have also mentioned this, make that communal commitment as a staff. And we wanted to ensure that student learning was continuing to be enhanced in providing those positive relationships. Now, since we would be operational next year as a fully new functional school physically, we thought it would be an appropriate time to review our behaviour management in line with this. Now, Raymond Lewis was to provide the vehicle for us to do this, and that would provide an opportunity to re-establish the code of conduct, re-look at it, individualise playground rights, and also maintain, or where need be, maintain restorative practices. So the actions that we've taken so far is that we've reviewed our current practice. Again, we have teachers ranging from graduate teachers to very, very experienced teachers, teachers who've been there a long, long time. So to break that culture is a little bit difficult, but, small steps, we're working on it. One of the first things to do was to embed the practice into our own classrooms. Now, this has worked very well. I have a shared classroom. I work with a third-year out graduate who is very gung-ho and very willing to take on anything new and to trial it. And Lorraine has been working in the 1-2 area, so she has been very proactive with this. And so we're finding that to sort of guide the rest of the staff, we have to embed it. So I think working with someone, as someone else said, you're constantly on, you're exposed the whole time. So I think you're a little bit more mindful of what you're saying to the students and how you're saying it to the students. And often we find ourselves going, oh, sorry, sorry I did that, apologising to one another because you know yourself that maybe you could have dealt with it a little bit differently. Lorraine trialled Raymond Lewis's ideas on a C student successfully, and she shared that with the rest of the staff as well, letting them know what she had done and how she had achieved that. We came back and provided professional development on the strategies and activities, and the staff showed an interest and were prepared to take it on board.